You've seen the doctor, maybe more than once. The tests come back fine, or they give you a name for it.
IBS, fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's, chronic fatigue, anxiety, lupus, endometriosis. But not the root. What is going on?
And the treatment helps a little, but never quite gets to the root. Or you're simply told it's stress, or hormones, or that you need to relax. And underneath all of that, a quiet, persistent feeling. My body is failing me. But what if it isn't? What if your body has been doing exactly what it was designed to do? Communicating, signaling, trying for years to get your attention in the only language it has left. Not betraying you, protecting you. And what if the symptoms aren't the problem? They're the message. Dr. Gabor Maté spent decades as a family physician watching the same pattern repeat. The people with the most serious chronic illnesses, autoimmune conditions, cancer, MS, fibromyalgia, Crohn's, had almost universally spent their lives suppressing their own needs, overriding their emotions, saying yes when every part of them wanted to say no. His conclusion, backed by decades of clinical research? If you can't say no, your body will say it for you. When emotional stress is chronically suppressed, when you habitually override what you feel to keep the peace.
I feel so overwhelmed and my body aches, always doing things for others and neglecting my own needs.
To manage everyone else, to be useful and good. The nervous system stays in low-grade activation. The HPA axis stays dysregulated. Cortisol stays chronically elevated. Over time, this creates measurable damage across multiple body systems simultaneously. The immune system begins to misfire, attacking the body's own tissue instead of external threats. This is the mechanism behind most autoimmune conditions. Research published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences 2025 confirms chronic HPA axis dysregulation is a significant, under-recognized contributor to autoimmune disease development. The gut, housing 70% of the immune system, connected directly to the brain via the vagus nerve, becomes inflamed and dysregulated. IBS, bloating, digestive issues, food sensitivities, not separate problems. The gut nervous system expressing the same dysregulation in its own language. Muscles and connective tissue store unprocessed stress as chronic tension and pain. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's foundational work shows the body literally keeps the score of every experience the mind couldn't process. Dr. Stephen Porges shows that when vagal tone is chronically low, the immune system loses its regulatory capacity and inflammation becomes the body's default state. Now, this is where it gets genuinely fascinating. Because frontier science and ancient wisdom are arriving at exactly the same place from completely opposite directions. Traditional Chinese medicine has known for over 5,000 years that body and mind are one unified energy system. The ancient text, The Yellow Emperor's Inner Canon, described how suppressed emotions disrupt the flow of qi, the body's vital energy, and how that disruption eventually manifests as physical disease. Each organ governs a specific emotion. The liver holds suppressed anger. The spleen is weakened by worry. The kidneys depleted by chronic fear. When emotions cannot move, when they are overridden and suppressed, qi stagnates. And stagnant qi, in the ancient framework, is the root of all illness. For 5 millennia, that was considered philosophy. And then quantum biology arrived. In every cell in your body, mitochondria use quantum mechanical processes to generate ATP, the energy that keeps every system functioning. Peer-reviewed science, published in journals including Nature Communications. Under chronic stress, these quantum-level energy processes break down. The mitochondria cannot produce energy efficiently. Your body is not imagining the exhaustion. It is running out of power at a molecular level. Emerging quantum biology research has also found that cells communicate not only through chemical signals, but through ultra-weak light, biophotons, a body-wide signaling system running beneath the biochemical one. Under chronic stress, biophoton patterns change. The body's internal communication becomes disrupted. What the ancients called disrupted qi, quantum biology is now showing us in the mitochondria of every cell. The language is different, the discovery is the same. This is not alternative medicine. This is 5,000 years of observation being validated by 21st century science. And it is telling us exactly what Gabor Maté observed for 30 years. Body and mind are not separate. They are one system, and that system has been trying to tell you something.
Peer-reviewed research from Johns Hopkins confirms women are 20 to 30% more likely than white men to experience a diagnostic error. Women wait longer in emergency departments. Physical symptoms are more likely to be attributed to anxiety, stress, or hormones. Women with chest pain are twice as likely as men with identical symptoms to be diagnosed with a mental illness rather than investigated for cardiac causes. In the UK government's own Women's Health Strategy Survey, 110,000 women, half reported having their pain dismissed or ignored by their doctors. Not by one dismissive GP, by the system, consistently, over time. And when a woman has spent her whole life minimizing her own needs, saying she's fine, managing everyone else, pushing through, she often walks into that appointment having already done the doctor's job of dismissing herself. The pattern Gabor Maté identifies is not incidental. Women who cannot say no, who have spent decades suppressing anger, overriding exhaustion, performing wellness they don't feel, are among the most vulnerable to the body's eventual, louder protest. The medical system misses this connection almost every time. The body doesn't speak in words, it speaks in symptoms. And once you understand the language, the message becomes surprisingly coherent. Chronic fatigue. The nervous system has been running on emergency power for so long. And now, quantum biology shows us the mitochondria have been so chronically disrupted that the system has run out. Not laziness, depletion at every level. Gut issues. The enteric nervous system, the second brain, is processing what the conscious mind has been overriding. The gut says what the mind won't allow. Autoimmune conditions. The immune system, dysregulated by chronic stress and emotional suppression, begins to attack the self. Not metaphorically, literally. The body turning suppressed conflict inward. Chronic pain. Peter Levine's somatic work shows unprocessed stress stored in the body as tension and pain. The body holds what the mind cannot release. Skin conditions, migraines, thyroid disruption, hormonal dysregulation, all connected through the same HPA axis, the central stress response system linking nervous system, immune system, and endocrine system into one unified network. The body is not malfunctioning. It is communicating. And it has been trying to for a very long time. Everything in this series has been building to this point. The clutter you couldn't clear, the relationships that drained you, the tasks you couldn't start, the rest you couldn't access. All of it has been your nervous system communicating the same thing in progressively louder ways. Physical symptoms are the loudest version of that communication. They are what happens when the earlier signals go unheard long enough. This is not your fault, and this is not your body failing you. This is your body doing everything it can to get your attention, because something needs to change. So here's the toolkit. 1. Look at symptoms as information, not inconvenience. The next time a physical symptom shows up, pain, fatigue, gut disruption, skin flare, pause before reaching for a suppressor. Ask, what is this telling me? What was happening when this started or worsened? What have I been overriding? This is not about replacing medical care. It is about adding a layer of listening beneath it. 2. Map your stress history onto your body's history. On the left, write your significant stressors by decade: relationship stress, caregiving, overwork, grief, chronic people-pleasing, environments where you couldn't say no. On the right, write when your physical symptoms began or worsened. For most women who do this, the correlation is undeniable. Not because stress causes all illness, because chronic unprocessed stress is a risk factor the medical system consistently underweights. 3. Begin completing stress cycles. Kolk and Levine are clear. The body needs to complete what stress begins. Movement, shaking, walking, dancing, anything that discharges the activation, allows the nervous system to complete cycles it has been holding. Breath work, somatic body work, and trauma-informed therapy do the same. The body cannot read a book to heal. It needs to move through. 4. Learn to say no before your body does it for you. This is Gabor Maté's central prescription. Every time you override a genuine need for rest, for space, for honesty, for a boundary, you add to the physiological load your body is carrying. Saying no is not selfish. In the context of your nervous system and immune system, it is preventive medicine. Your body is already saying it. The question is whether you say it first. 5. Work with a trauma-informed practitioner. The body's symptoms often have roots that self-help cannot reach alone. A somatic therapist, trauma-informed GP, or mind-body practitioner can help translate what the body is communicating and address it at the level it is being held, not just chemically, but physiologically and emotionally. You deserve a practitioner who believes you. Your body is not your enemy. It never was. Every symptom has been an act of communication. Every flare, every crash, every unexplained pain, your body saying, loudly because the quiet signals went unheard, something needs to change. Gabor Maté says it plainly. The body will say no when the mind cannot. At the quantum level, in the mitochondria of every cell, in the gut that processes what the mind won't, in the immune system that eventually runs out of ways to protect a self that keeps being overridden, in the ancient meridians that traditional medicine mapped 5,000 years before the word mitochondria existed. Your body has been on your side the entire time. The question is no longer what is wrong with you. The question is, what has your body been trying to tell you? And are you finally ready to listen? Drop one word in the comments. Where do you feel stress most in your body? Gut, chest, head, muscles, skin? One word. I read them. If this series has benefited you, share it with someone who needs it. Watch the others in the series. Like the video so more people can find it. Subscribe for the next, which goes to the deepest root of everything we've covered. See you there.